Okay, welcome back. We are but 1 month away from harvesting our canola and our wheat. So I thought since we have our grass should be ready to cut, so therefore we do need to get ready to cut our grass and get ourselves ready. There's damage to my cutter, hey? And get ourselves ready for some hay making. I know we've run out of space for the chickens to put. See, I don't know why it does that. Let's just stop you here for a second. See, it tells me that I've run out of space, but you can clearly see that I haven't really run out of space. That it's. Oh, I hate it when it does that. That we've only really got two pallets of eggs, and I'm pretty sure that we haven't run out of space here either. So I don't know why it is only capable of actually storing two pallets. So that's a little bit of a dilemma here. Now, as you know, we got our production ready last episode, so we're going to look into making ourselves some flour. Oh, don't go in the water. And obviously, what is our grass not ready to harvest yet? It is ready to harvest, but as always, I haven't fertilized it. It's only 50% fertilized. Alright, so I set up coarse plate to do some of this cutting. I find it a little bit easier to do it this way, purely on the basis that I can then do a little bit more recording and concentrate on getting some other jobs done while we're cutting these two fields of grass. So obviously I'm not going to record a whole lot of cutting grass. Now I'm finally slowly getting over the cold and flu that I had. So yeah, that's strange. It took about 2 weeks for me to get over it completely. Not that I was really sick, but my voice just kept on kind of going on and off. But that's all right. It's not the first time, and I'm sure it won't be the last time that that I catch a cold. So yeah, we are in the winter months now, so that's to be expected. And fun enough, we've had quite a lot colder winter than normally we have over here in Australia, but at least in part of the world that I live in anyway. So yeah, I've seen Europe, they're kind of struggling with the weather being quite a bit hotter, and I forgot to pick up these bales. So I wonder how far is he going to carry them. Okay, not too far, so that's fine. So we will come back and pick those bales up, as I've said many times before, and kind of didn't do it. So we are going to do it now, eventually. So we're going to cut all the grass in these two fields, and we're going to transform them into hay, obviously, since we're going to need more hay now than what we're going to need grass. We are going to have a production of hay. So for this month, we're going to concentrate heavily on getting grass cut, and then obviously getting our tethers and everything down here to get it set to dry. Alright, so I'll do a little bit of a time lapse in cutting this grass, and I'll see you as we go along. Alright, so while we're in the middle of cutting the grass, I thought I'd bring my truck down here and deal with these two bales, these two grass bales. Hey, get back over here. Whoa. And that way I can go and feed the sheep with this, because the sheep makes, there is no difference with them as far as having hay or grass, or hay or grass for that matter. So I thought, you know what, since it makes no difference, we might as well feed it to the sheep. or go the other way. Now I've obviously not really gonna worry about kilograms or weight of these two bales. I mean, in reality, a truck like this should be more than able to carry two bales. So we got quite a lot of TMR being produced. I think we've got about 50,000 liters already. So we're not going to be short on TMR. We got quite a bit of wool, as you can see. And again, we're going to get our truck and okay, so it doesn't look like. Okay, I thought it might fall down. No. Okay, that's okay. We'll just park you over here. Turn the engine off. Okay, and bring the last bale here. Okay, so as you can see, it's just about done. Okay, so now we're not going to leave the truck over here because that defeats the purpose of just leaving our equipment all over the place. Okay, so it's going to park you in here somewhere. Actually, you know what? I just realized that that trailer is purely for bales only. It does not actually have any ability to collect pallets. Okay, so we got a baler over here, but we don't really have, do we? Do we have any tethers or anything like that in this mountain of equipment that we've purchased? Trailers. Okay, now we don't have anything there. What do we have here? Wow. What do we have at $117,000 for a combine? Where is our combines over here? Are you the combines? 40,000, 60,000. Yeah, there are combines, but we'll stick to this for now. And but this is tempting. I wish you could list this equipment. Wow. Is there an issue? Some shader issue. Okay, so obviously some sort of a mod that I put on just recently is causing issues again. How are animals while we're here? How are they with water? So water's got plenty of water, quite a bit of water. Chickens don't actually need water. No, so that's fine. So the only one that kind of needs water, we might as well fill them up with water while we're doing this before we forget about them. And then I will get a a trailer brought down here to collect all the pallets and all that and take them to the spinnery and get ourselves organized with our production, get our production up to the point where we're actually going to make a profit off it. So I list this truck, and I listed not because I couldn't afford to buy it, because they're pretty cheap, these trucks, because I wasn't sure if actually I can, if these trucks do, oh they do, there you are. So I suppose that answers my question. Let's go collect the eggs as well. I'm pretty sure I can get the eggs at the same time. And then we'll go and take them to our spinnery and to our bakery. Okay, we will collect that singular pallet. There you are. And let's go and get it ourselves, pick it up. Okay, so let's go to our production and get all that set in there and start our production. That way it gives ourselves some money, some much needed money. It's not bad, this truck is fairly stable, not a problem. No, it's not a problem running over our own field. Now I could go and sell them and obviously make quite a bit of money, because as you probably saw in one of my previous episodes, wool actually does give us quite a bit of money. I'm trying to remember. Yes, I just wasn't sure if this is the road that leads to our production or the next one. So as you can see, it's fairly fast, fairly cool interior. I mean, alright, not super detailed by any stretch of imagination, but you know what, not too bad. I still haven't found I downloaded some signs that are supposedly you can actually edit them and write something that you want to write. Okay, so that's obviously not our spinnery, and that's not our spinnery either. Okay, this is where we would put our X. Okay, it's not really what I had in mind, but okay. I'm trying to remember how do I disable auto load, unload here. Okay. Right, let's get out of here. Okay, let's pick eggs up. Keep it somewhat real. Now we will need to get ourselves some flour as well, so we can make anything worthwhile. Let's have a quick look before we go any further then. Spaghetti, what on earth? So bread, no, cake. Okay, so cake, we need eggs. Wow. Spaghetti, we need flour, bread, we just need flour, and cake, we need flour, sugar, milk, eggs, strawberry. I'm trying to figure out what that is. And I got a funny feeling that would be butter. Yep. So we need milk. Okay, that's okay. So at least we know we have some eggs in here now, so we won't need to worry about eggs next time. And this better be our spinnery, right? No. Didn't we place down a spinnery? Production. Don't tell me we don't have a tiny spinnery. Okay, we don't need to worry about that. Bakery, dairy, fruits, oil, cereals. Okay, so what's our cheapest spinnery? Okay, so our cheapest spinnery is $60,000. And we don't really have enough money anyway. Dairy. Okay, so kind of leaves us in a bit of a pickle, doesn't it? Okay, I'm not sure what we're gonna do with this. You can stay here for now and we'll make a decision on that. We'll just go back to make a decision on that as we go along, and we'll clear this course. Not that it makes much of a difference, but at least to have it cleaned up so we don't see these things as we come along all the time. You know, these things are visible. And we've got them over here as well a little bit. And that tiny little bit over there. Doesn't seem to matter whether it's on or off, it seems to work at the same speed, so that's not a problem. And it looks like we do have a little bit of cleaning up. Oh, we got quite a bit of cleaning up here and here. So let's get rid of these little bits over here. Again, not that big of a deal, but if we're here and we've got the machine, we might as well cut the grass properly. Okay, we're gonna set up Courseplay to do this as well. Create job, put this over here, open, sounds about right. Close. No, I don't want you to start job yet because I want to go to the very first point. Otherwise, as you've probably seen in previous episodes, it tends to go for quite a bit of a speed for no reason whatsoever. And what I do, I went the wrong way, but that's okay. This way we get to cut a little bit of our own grass. I should have known by now because every single time I've cut the grass, it starts over here. So I should have kind of known, hey, we're going to have to go on that side, but that's all right. I get the pleasure of cutting a little bit of the grass myself. Right, so we'll just do that first to a hire worker and get rid of that. Alright, so what I've thought I'll do, even though I do have a series that I'm just gonna do the Kubota series. I thought, you know what, I'd list the Kubota equipment, the tractor and the tether, just to sort of show it off a little bit in this series as well, just in case some of you, I don't know how that would be possible. Some of you have missed out this particular equipment that has been released out. I realize that has been shown off quite a bit by a lot of different YouTubers in a lot more detail than what I have. This is why I didn't bother to do a first look or anything like that. So I know what you're thinking, don't you have enough tractors? I do. And the fact that it didn't really cost an arm and a leg, I thought, you know what, let's just list it. Include it a little bit in this Let's Play, and you know, that way you get to have a look at it a little bit, if just in case, like I said, just in case you haven't seen it. Not that Kubota's that new, we've had it as a mod, like everything else, like John Deere when it was released, we had it as a mod before. It just meant that I was introduced to the game by Giants, that's all. Very similar with Kubota. So you get the tractors, the equipment, you have to download as a mod. I don't believe it was part of, I could be wrong, but I don't believe it was part of the DLC. I believe that the equipment, the Kubota equipment, the tethers and windrowers and so on, mowers and all that sort of stuff, is part of a mod that somebody did in conjunction or to complement one or the other. The Kubota mod that was released by Giants. Now again, if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. I don't pretend to be up to date with all the news about giants and so on, so very likely that I could have missed a lot of that information. Alright, so as you've seen, I sold our TMR mixer. Now, believe it or not, again, this has happened quite regularly now, but I forget to switch the mic on. Because the way I have the mic set up is on the screen, it shows me that it's on, but I have a manual on and off button, which I use mostly instead of using the one on the screen. So this is how I get tricked a lot. I sold that TMR mixer, obviously, for the obvious reason that we don't need to have it anymore. We do have a placeable TMR mixer, so we don't need to have a one that is pulled behind the tractor. So because of that, we sold that, so we get a bit of cash. We leased the trailer with the idea of collecting, showing it off first of all. Again, like I was saying, while I thought I was recording, we're not going to be using that all the time, or actually this time will be the only time that we're using that kind of a trailer to collect straw or anything like that. We're normally going to use more realistic equipment on this series, but you know what, I thought I'd show it off while we're doing that, and getting our production going as quickly as possible. So let's see if he turns around again. Is he going to turn around and go back? No, he's turning around. That's good. Very well done, this Kubota equipment. Which one thing that Giants does very, very good, and that is whenever they release any type of tractors or anything like that, it is second to none. So it's always when they released John Deere tractors, when they released JC, whatever they released, it was always very good. So you can never fault them for whenever they release any equipment, whatever that may be. I think as much as anyone would want to criticize Giants for anything, you really can never ever criticize them for the equipment when they release equipment. It is always up to the highest standards, bar none. And I believe that anybody that has ever done, ever played Farming Simulator and has seen the releases of equipment that they do release, they would have to agree that it's always at the highest spec. Yes, there has been some of them that had little issues in there, but very quickly fixed. So in that department, they're very, very well put together. Maps, sometimes when they release them, they kind of lack a little bit of imagination, but I sort of begin to think that that's done on purpose, and that is with the purpose of allowing space for modders to fill in the blanks, and that way it creates a community. And I suppose that there's a bit smart thing behind that, it creates ownership. And if you look at it, what makes this game fantastic, it's the mods that you get. And I think Giants knew that, and this is why obvious things that they could add to their maps, they don't. And they allow time to go by until the hunger is created. You think of it, we've had seasons in FS15, FS17, FS19, and they barely put it in FS22. Now, I can't imagine that they did that because they were not capable. I think it's more of an idea where, they get the mod, people play it and people enjoy it, people understand it, and then they add it to the game so nobody kind of feels left out. Imagine if they put farming seasons in FS17, maybe some people would have felt overwhelmed by the idea. Now, don't get me wrong, seasons in FS15, it had a lot more, you didn't just put lime and fertilizer, you had to actually put water, water actually counted for something, and that was through the liquid fertilizers, of course, but it still counted for something. And you had to use different type of fertilizers. But anyway, it don't matter. We have herbicide in here, which again is fantastic in FS22, and obviously the production that has added a humongous variation or different thing to our to this map and to the playability of this map, if that is even a word. So congratulations to them on that department. Okay, so as you saw, I just finished a little bits and pieces that normally Courseplay leaves behind uncut. I've set up this guy to turn the grass over so it dries off. Well, in game it just becomes hay straight away. It'd be awesome to see the facility in next FS where the grass actually would dry on the ground if you leave it for a day. That would be awesome. I'll turn the grass around, turn it into hay, collect it, take it to our TMR mixer, and then we'll call it quits for this episode. So I'll record a little bit on this, put some music behind it, and hopefully enjoy it. Okay, so we've got our spinnery down. Cost us $60,000. We have $382 left. So got ourselves. I put it here because I'm going to put the tailor shop somewhere there as well. So this is why it's kind of sitting like this. I haven't really designed it yet, and that's purely because we don't have the money to design it. So with no money, no design. But at least we're going to be able to take this and I was going to say set it up over here, but I do believe that I have to reverse it in to be able to accept it. And this way we're going to get some wool and get ourselves all organized. What was it? Yep. Beautiful. Now we're going to just turn you off. Okay, we kind of maybe picked the wrong kind of mud looking thing, but that's fine. Oh, come on. Fabric Pro, and we can do cotton as well, so that's good. Activate. Alright, so we don't have a lot of wool, but at least we are up and running. Now I may end up showing some of me collecting the hay, maybe not, who knows. But at least we have, I kind of couldn't find a better spinnery than this. It's kind of not really in keep with our tiny little, I would have loved to see some of that smaller stuff, but hey, such is life. We have our spinnery up and running, and pretty soon we'll have we need $100,000 to put our tailor shop over here as well, and then boom, we're up and going as far as production is concerned. Okay, I'll take this opportunity to thank you very much for your support. I hope this episode wasn't a little bit too much, sort of all over the place. Yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. God bless you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.